If you're already running a Milwaukee Packout cart, there's a really good chance you've already bought some of these attachments. And if you're being honest, you might regret it. Because some Packout toolbox attachments actually make the cart better. And some of them make it worse. So I bought every single Milwaukee Packout toolbox attachment that's currently available, mounted them onto a fully loaded cart, and tested them the way carts are actually used. So some of these are absolute no-brainers. Some are situational, and a couple of them I genuinely wish I hadn't bought. So let's break down what's actually worth your money and what I would skip. Quick clarification before we start, because this matters. This video covers every Milwaukee toolbox attachment currently available at the time of this filming. These are side mount attachments only. No stacking boxes, no Packout wall plates, no third-party accessories. Milwaukee does have 4 brand new toolbox attachments listed as coming soon on their website. As soon as those release, I'll test them in the exact same way. But as of today, these 8 are all of them. And before we rank anything, there's one thing you need to know. These toolbox attachments only work on Packout boxes that have the metal side rail. Not every Packout box has them. If your box doesn't have rails, none of this matters because they won't mount at all. And here's the other thing. Taller boxes can fit 2 attachments per side. Shorter boxes usually can only fit 1. That changes how many accessories you can mount and where you can place them. All right, here's how we're ranking these. We've got them in 4 categories, starting with must buy, situational purchase, and a straight out skip. And this is based on real cart use, not fantasy shop setup. Movement changes everything. Now let's start with the mounts themselves. Each attachment technically does come with a matching set of mounts. But if you actually use your cart professionally, be smart and buy an extra set of mounts. One's gonna break, one's gonna disappear, another one's gonna get repurposed in a pinch. But once mounted properly, these things are rock solid. No wobble, no rattle, and nothing feels loose. Mounting system itself, that's a must buy. But what I wanna talk about right now is that we are almost at 1,000 subscribers. If you haven't already, do us a favor, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. Next up is the Toolbox Caddy. This one kind of surprised me. If you load it up with tools you actually reach for constantly, it's awesome. It's also super adaptable. The Caddy itself can fit 1 large or 2 small magnetic parts trays, 1 or 2 of the small Packout bins. If you're a little bougie, you can even fit the twist to lock cup mount with the 3 preset holes for all your Packout mugs and tumblers. So the Caddy, it's a must buy, but placement matters. If you mount it smart, it's one of the best attachments in the whole lineup. Now let's talk about the M18 Battery Rack. This one is extremely tempting because it looks clean and it looks organized. But battery weight matters. If you mount a bunch of M18 batteries high in a cart, you're raising the center of gravity. You feel it when you turn, you feel it when you hit a curb, and you definitely feel it if the cart is already top heavy. If you mount it low, you get better balance, but now you're eating walking space and clearance. So if you mount it near the wheel zone, you can start interfering with turning radius. So for me, the M18 rack is situational. The M12 rack is basically the easier version. Smaller batteries, lightweight, less intrusion. It doesn't affect your cart's balance nearly as much, and it's easier to place without it getting in your way. Still situational because space is space, and it's much easier to live with than the M18 rack. Now the toolbox tray. On paper, it looks pretty useful. In motion, it's not quite as useful as you think. Small parts slide around, hardware rattles, and on uneven terrain, it just becomes noise. If you use it for larger stable items, it's perfectly fine. But for how often most people will use a tray, it just doesn't earn its space. For me, this one's an eh. Next up, we got the 3-hook attachment. Hooks on a rolly cart sounds like a good idea until the cart starts moving. Tools swing, they shift, and if you take this thing on gravel, you're guaranteed to pick at least 2 of those things up on the way there. And the bigger problem is this. If you don't mount these high enough, longer tools or power cords can actually interfere with the wheels turning. They get into the steering paths. And once that happens, the cart's basically a 200-pound boat anchor. That's not just annoying, but it defeats the whole point of having a rolling cart. For a wall, sure, hooks all day. For a cart, I'm skipping that one. Next up is the long tool holder. This one is extremely dependent on placement. If you mount it correctly, it's useful for a level, conduit bender, pry bar, things like that. But if it's mounted poorly, you're adding width, you're clipping door frames, and you're making the cart more awkward in tight spaces. So for me, this one is situational. Plus, it takes up a whole side of the cart. But if you're using lawn tools every day, you may love this one. Let me know down in the comments if you love it or hate it, and why. Placement is everything. Now the compact plate, this is the sleeper. At first glance, it's just a flat mounting plate. But this little plate right here opens your cart up to a ton of accessories. You could repurpose them all from your Packout wall. So here's the rule. As long as your accessory uses 4 or fewer cleats, it's good to go on that cart. Now let's get a count going to see how many of these wall accessories I can fit onto this panel. So this means that you can take a lot of your Packout wall gear, click it onto this plate, and run it directly on your cart. Instead of being limited to the 8 cart accessories they currently offer, you can build your own setup using whatever already exists in the system. This is what makes this cart insanely adaptable. For me, the compact plate is a must buy. Hell, I might even pick up another. Now the question you'd naturally ask next is, will this thing even fit through a standard doorway with all this crap loaded up onto the sides? Well, let's find out. The width of your standard Packout system is going to be 22 inches. Once you start adding on any of these attachments to the side, they will fit under 36 inches. There was only one instance in which it wouldn't fit through the door, and that was when I added this guy. It was just too wide and went out to about 36.5 inches. It was a no-go. But every other thing that fit on that panel on the wall went through the door. This was the only one that didn't. So door width isn't really the issue. The real issues are snag points, swinging tools, and wheel interference, which is exactly why some of these are a must-buy and other ones, they're a hard pass. Now, like I said before, Milwaukee does have 4 rolling toolbox attachments listed as coming soon. Once they're released, I'll mount them, load them, and test them the exact same way I did for you guys today. And just to recap, here's the final breakdown. Must-buys: the mount system, the Toolbox Caddy, and the compact plate. Situational is going to be the M18 rack, the M12 rack, and the long tool holder. The only product we had was the toolbox tray. And the only one I would completely avoid at all costs is that 3-hook attachment. Just awful. So if you're feeling like you're 10% smarter because you're the only guy in the job site that can now list every Milwaukee toolbox attachment, hit that subscribe button, because I'm gonna keep testing stuff the way it's actually used. Thanks for watching, God bless. We'll see you in the next one.